Wakanda Connector Pro is a powerful feature available in Wakanda Enterprise. The connector allows you to connect multiple Wakanda servers to your application. Here's an example of a server from which you want to share data to 4 remote applications. Each app has its own data. And with Wakanda Connector Pro, you can share the same data as if it were stored in each application. With no replication necessary, Wakanda Connector Pro automatically manages the requests to the remote server. Another benefit of Wakanda Connector Pro is data scalability. Imagine storing data in 4 remote data servers and you want to consolidate them in your application. Wakanda Connector Pro provides you a robust and fast solution to make your application scalable. In this video, you'll see how we'll consolidate data from multiple remote servers in your web app. Here is the use case. A company that has a parent company in Canada and 2 subsidiaries, one in the US and one in Europe. Each subsidiary has its own sales application, and you want to consolidate their sales in the parent company application to be able to report to the executive team. Let's begin with the US subsidiary's application. In the data model, there's a data class called sales with different attributes describing the sale, like the date or the amount of the sale. We'll create a method that will calculate the sales for each month of the current year. With Wakanda, there's nothing easier. You can code as fast as you speak. We want to return all sales computed with the sum of the amounts grouped by month. That's it. Now let's do exactly the same for the Europe application. It's exactly the same code. And now we're ready to consolidate the data in the parent company's application. Open the model's JavaScript file and add the remote store from the US simply by passing its server's URL. Of course, for security reasons, we can enter a login and password to prevent other servers from accessing the data store. Now that Wakanda Connector Pro has connected the US and Europe servers, let's create a server-side JavaScript module that will consolidate the data. To get the monthly sales for each subsidiary, simply call the functions we previously created in the 2 data stores. With Wakanda Connector Pro, you can use multiple remote data stores as if they were physically in our application. Now that we have our data, we just push it in an array that will be sent to the browser. That's it for the server side. Let's go to the main page of the application. We'll create a chart to render the subsidiary sales. We need a data source that will use the sales array from the server. It has 3 values: the label of horizontal axis, the US sales, and European sales values. We then bind the data source with the chart, and then let's render the data in the bar chart. Add the European sales values in the data series, and do a little design customization. That looks good. Now we just need to call the SSJS module to get the data from the server and feed the data source with data. We do that when the page loads, so the chart will render quickly. We'll call the sales by month function of the SSJS module in asynchronous mode, and when we receive the data from the server, we put them in the sales by month variable and synchronize our data source. Everything's done. Let's see what this looks like. Great. Our bar chart allows us to compare the sales of our US and Europe subsidiaries month by month. Now let's go over how we did this. First, we created a function on our subsidiary servers that returns all the sales computed with the sum of the amounts, grouped by month. Then, with Wakanda Connector Pro, we've connected both data stores to our parent company's application. We've consolidated data on the server side in a module. And finally, on the client side of our web app, we've called this module to feed the data source that was automatically updated in the bar chart widget. It's almost magic. Thanks to Wakanda Connector Pro, this type of data management is easy. Want more? Let's see how to get sales for a specific period. It's just 1 line of code in our 2 subsidiaries applications. And it's not much more complicated to get sales for each day of a specific month. A few more lines of code in the server-side module of our parent company application, then adding a few chart widgets on the page, and we've easily built a reporting application that compares sales of the subsidiaries, and we can look at sales by month with different calculations: sum, average, or sales count. We can also compare sales for a specific period, and sales by day for a specific month. Download Wakanda now and try all the possibilities that Wakanda Connector Pro offers. Wakanda Connector Pro is the best way to be scalable and have data from multiple servers that's always up to date.